let's take a look at our top selections. Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at the signature race of the Remington Park meeting. It's race number 10 on Sunday, and we'll throw up the field for the Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby. $200,000 is the purse. It's a very evenly matched field with several horses that have tried their mettle in graded stakes in the past. Dean Martini, the number 9, won the Ohio Derby earlier this year. Shared Sense, the number 5, won the Indiana Derby. This is a good field. We're also featuring horses stepping up in class in very, very sharp form. The pace should be fast according to Timeform US, and I agree as we throw up the Timeform US pace projector. The number 4, Liam, has shown good speed in his last 2 races. He just won a Maiden last time out. He's one of those lightly raced horses in sharp form with upside potential. He's going to get a pace and class test. Rowdy Yates, the 3, is also pretty fast out of there for Steve Asmussen. A little concerned about his ability to get the distance, but he'll be up close to the pace. And Dean Martini, the 9, has enough tactical speed to extricate himself from this tough outside post position. I agree with Timeform US. I think he can take up a good stalking spot just off of the early lead. The number 1, Sallow, is one of the more fascinating runners in this race. He has started twice. He has won both times. One of those races at this demanding 1.125 distance. The issue is both of those races have been on turf against weaker competition. Last time out at Lone Star, he won. He defeated 2 next out winners, and he does have a dirt pedigree. He's by distorted humor a very versatile stallion, and Sallow is a half to the stakes place dirt sprinter on Patriotic. The Dam was a Grade 3 stakes winner sprinting on the dirt. So this horse has enough pedigree to handle the surface, is in pretty sharp form, draws a nice inside post position. It'll be interesting to see how he has to deal with a little bit of kickback in the early portion of this race. But Sallow looks promising at a price. He's one of the X factors. The 2 in here is Creative Plan, and let's go back to his most recent victory at Canterbury. He goes out for Carl Broberg, a trainer that just wins tons of races, and this is a horse that's now won 4 of his last 5. Creative Plan winning by a half length in this race after splitting horses. It was a nice performance with a career best 83 buyer. This horse has good tactical speed. I'm not sure about the 1.125 for him. It's a bit of a question mark as he stretches out to this distance for the first time, but he's tactically inclined, I believe versatile enough to benefit from a fast pace. He's going to get a little bit of a class test, a former Maiden claimer, but he's in the right hands. Rowdy Yates is the number 3, and Rowdy Yates has done good work at Remington Park in the past. He is already a multiple stakes winner over this surface. I've always felt it's been about distance and class for the Steve Asmussen trained runner. Steve's placed this horse in some great spots. He's won 5 of 11. The Oklahoma bred last time out in the Ellis Park Derby finished ahead of a couple of these horses, but I just think 1.125 is really pushing it for him. It's a bit too far. He's going to be pushing a strong pace in here. He likes the surface. He's trained by a great horseman, and he should be a square price. A lot of things to like, but I am concerned about him pushing a fast pace and then lasting at 1.125. Let's watch Liam's Maiden win last time out at Remington Park. The first time he stretched out around 2 turns, and he's bred to get the distance, being by Liam's Map out of a Street Sense mare. This horse sold for $450,000 as a yearling, and it just looks like he's been waiting for distance his entire career. The Beyer speed figures, he's never taken a backward step on the Beyer scale. He is obviously going to have to improve off the 76 number he earned in the race you just saw, and he is going to have to deal with a faster pace scenario than usual. He's a promising runner. I wonder if this is a bit too much too soon. Shared Sense won the Indiana Derby 2 starts back. He got a really nice trip and ride that day by Florent Giroux, saved ground early behind a strong pace, swung 4 wide into the stretch, wore them down late, beat a good field, and he was probably just in a little bit too tough at Ellis Park last time out. Art Collector, the winner of that race, one of the better 3-year-olds in the country. He's headed for a showdown with Authentic in the Preakness. Shared Sense did not fire that day. His running style is a bit troublesome because he doesn't have a lot of early speed, and in a big bulky field like this, he's either going to have to go very, very wide turning for home, or he's going to have to weave his way through a lot of traffic. That being said, this pace might fall apart for him. He's getting a little bit of class relief, and he's one of the horses to beat. He's likely going to be a relatively short price. Code Runner is the number 6, and Code Runner last time out ran at Charlestown going a 2-turn 7 furlongs. I'm really going to forgive him for that effort. Some horses just don't seem to handle that configuration at Charlestown. Thistledown. His prior race at Thistledown, however, in the Ohio Derby, he was a big price. He was no match for Dean Martini. This is another horse that's run well at Remington Park in the past, but he might be a bit class compromised here. Avant-Garde is the number 7. Let's go back to his most recent race, optional claiming race at Gulfstream Park. This horse was claimed for only $10,000, and since then he's won 4 in a row. And maybe it's just been a situation where a son of a long-winded tonalist is getting some distance and is getting a little bit of time to mature. I don't think the tonalists are going to be early, but late in their 3-year-old career, they might be reaching peak maturity, and Avant-Garde won this race very, very easily. He got a good trip, dropping into the pocket, entering the second turn. Once he got outside, he put that field away. And if you believe the buyer's speed figure for this race against weaker starter optional horses, he earned a 92. He is right there in the mix. Stretching out to a mile and an eighth, he has the pedigree to get it, being by tonalist, a Belmont Stakes winner out of an Fleet Alex mare. A Fleet Alex also won the Belmont Stakes. The 8 is Mesa. Let's watch Mesa's last race at a mile. I think he's been managed very well by trainer Michael Maker. They've tried him in a couple of graded stakes races in the past of disastrous performances in the Tampa Bay Derby and in one division of the Arkansas Derby. But off the layoff, they found a really good spot for him in that 1.5 turn mile at Ellis Park against older horses. He also got a very good setup that day. There was no pace in this race. Mesa was able to walk the first quarter mile in 24 1/5 seconds, and not surprisingly, over a speed-friendly track, he was able to sprint on home. I don't think that setup is available to him here, breaking outside of several other speed horses, but he did earn a respectable buyer from that last race, and is another horse that might be reaching maturity at the right time. Dean Martini got a great ride, I thought, in the Ohio Derby 2 starts back. He moved early to secure inside position. The rail opened up. He shot on through. He was able to get it done. He was one of the horses in the Ellis Park Derby that just didn't show up. He was close to the pace. He faltered very badly. He's a horse that's getting a bit of class relief, and unlike Shared Sense, he has the tactical speed to make his own trip. I wonder if he's a bit of an in and outer, but you have to respect the 95 buyer speed figure. He earned 2 starts back. I'm not sure he has as much upside as some of the other horses in this race. He might not need it if he is to run that figure from 2 starts back. We take a look at our top picks in here. I want one of the horses with upside. I'm going to take a chance with the 7, Avant-Garde, shipping in from Gulfstream, seeking his 5th lifetime victory. I like the tactical speed he showed in his last couple of races. I like the way he handled 2 turns the first time they tried it, and I think the mile and an eighth is within his scope. I like his upside potential. 6-1 in the morning line for the 7, Avant-Garde. I went 7, 8, 5, and 2, looking for a little bit of value in what I think could be a wide-open edition of a quality running of the Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby on Sunday. Best of luck.